Welcome to Mrs. Anderson's Nutrition and the next episode of the Nutrition Through the Ages series. In this video, we will look at nutrient needs for toddlers. Toddlerhood can be recognized by telltale spurts of energy and crashes of exhaustion. Toddlers expend an incredible amount of energy fueling their increased activity levels. Not only is it vital they consume enough food to support their energy needs, it is the perfect time to continue providing food in a way that creates a healthy relationship with food. Let's begin with a foundational concept, food exposure. Toddlers are introduced to more new foods during this time of life than any other, so understanding the importance of food exposure is central to overall success. First, there is no magic number of times required before a child decides they like a food, adults as well. But research does indicate it can fall anywhere from 8 to 30 times. The main idea is to remember that even if a child is repulsed by a food at the first, second, third, or however many times, does not mean they will always hate that food. So the best practice is to offer foods multiple times prepared in a variety of ways. Next, creating a positive mealtime environment is a big part of building a healthy relationship with food and with eating. Here are 8 ways to help make this happen. 1. Develop consistent mealtime habits. 2. Establish a designated area away from distractions. 3. Be a role model. 4. Introduce new foods gradually. 5. Let your toddler help prepare meals and snacks. 6. Let go of old mealtime requirements. 7. Avoid food bribery. And 8. Set realistic expectations and proportions. Now, before we talk about toddler nutrient needs, there is one last suggestion to help avoid those infamous mealtime battles, and that is a concept coined by Ellen Satter as the division of responsibility in feeding. The division of responsibility notes it is the caregiver's responsibility to provide the what, when, and where of feeding, while allowing the child to determine how much and whether to eat. Moving into nutrient needs, you may notice that the suggested macronutrient split for toddlers is pretty similar to adults. Note that the pie chart is not exact, as each macronutrient recommendation exists purposely in a range to best reflect each individual's needs. You may remember that infants require a higher range of fats, from 40 to 50% of overall consumption. Toddlers fall below that amount with a need of about 30 to 40% recommended, while adults require between 25 and 35%. Toddlers' carb needs fall between 45 and 65%, and their protein needs between 10 and 25%. As mentioned before, most micronutrient needs will be met with a varied and balanced diet. Toddlers are susceptible to a few deficiencies, though. Iron is needed for growth and development. Iron deficiency anemia is the most common nutrient deficiency in children around the world. It can impact attention, cognition, and energy levels. Good sources of hemi-iron are lean meats, fish, and poultry. Non-hemi sources of iron are primarily plant-based, like lentils, peas, beans, and greens. Vitamin D is especially important at this age for bone development. Milk-drinking toddlers typically are fine, but it must be noted that children with dark skin pigmentation and limited sun exposure are susceptible to deficiency. Fortified products, including milk alternatives, are just as effective as long as sufficient fat is present to aid in absorption. Calcium is also needed for bone structure growth, specifically at this age. Calcium-fortified orange juice, milk alternatives, and cheese and milk are all good options, as well as dark greens. And that about does it. Please follow the links below for additional information and resources. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and have a great day.